Ladies and gentlemen, every morning you rise, you are handed a blank check. 24 hours, yours to spend. The way you speak to yourself in the early hours becomes the script your subconscious follows all day. Most people let the world dictate their thoughts. But you, if you're here, you're not most people. Purpose is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Without it, a person becomes a drifter, blown from one circumstance to another, reacting instead of directing. You must understand these, every man or woman who has ever built anything of value, be it wealth, character, legacy, or a movement, began with a clear and definite purpose, not a vague wish, not a shallow desire, a burning, undeniable, non-negotiable reason for getting out of bed and facing the world. When you wake each morning, you must remind yourself, I am not here to exist. I am here to create. I do not wander, I pursue. I do not wait, I build. Your definite purpose becomes the lens through which every choice is filtered. It tells you what to say yes to and what to say no to. It brings clarity in chaos, direction in confusion, power in weakness. You must define your purpose so clearly that your subconscious cannot escape it. It must echo in your mind when you're awake and whisper in your thoughts when you sleep. It must not be borrowed from someone else or given to you by society. It must be yours, carved from your own experiences, talents, ambitions, and dreams. The moment you claim it as your own, the world begins to shift around you. Purpose gives power to your thoughts, energy to your work, and dignity to your suffering. When you know your purpose, even your failures become valuable because they shape you toward your aim. Without purpose, even success feels empty. So each morning, look yourself in the eye and say, I know what I am here to do. I know why I exist. And today, I move toward it with everything I've got. Purpose does not guarantee ease, but it guarantees direction. And direction, held with discipline, becomes destiny. Let your purpose become your standard, your compass, your fuel. Because the individual who walks with definite purpose cannot be stopped. Not by fear, not by failure, not by time. And that person can be you. If you choose it, declare it, and live it. Words are not just sounds, they are signals, commands, instructions that your subconscious mind follows without question, especially when they are repeated with emotion and belief. This is the power of autosuggestion, where most people use it every day without realizing it. They say things like, I can't, I'm tired, I never get a break, or nothing works for me. And what happens? Their life bends to match those beliefs. When their subconscious, loyal and unquestioning, says, as you wish, but you are different. You now understand that what you tell yourself consistently becomes the script your mind lives by. Speak weakness, and you'll see weakness. Speak fear, and you'll feel fear. But speak power, and your body will rise. Speak clarity, and your path will sharpen. Speak victory, and your mind will begin to seek it in every situation. Each morning, when you rise, do not speak as a beggar. Speak as a builder. Speak as the architect of your reality. Say to yourself with total authority, I am focused. I am strong. I am stoppable. Say it not with hesitation, but with conviction. Say it like it's already true. Because when the subconscious mind hears repetition with emotion, it believes, and it begins to operate as though the result is already in motion. The mind does not argue with you. It accepts what you feed it. That is why autosuggestion must be deliberate, conscious, and repeated. Do not leave it to chance. Do not wait until life pushes you to speak strength. Begin each day by planting the seeds of belief. Build your mental blueprint word by word, thought by thought. Speak with feeling. You cannot whisper doubt in the morning and expect to roar confidence by noon. You must declare what you expect of yourself. You must affirm what you are becoming. You must saturate your mind with vision, discipline, and desire until they become automatic, until they become your identity. This is not magic. This is mental conditioning. This is the rewiring of thought. What you say to yourself long enough, loud enough, and often enough, your inner world begins to accept. And when your inner world accepts it, your outer world begins to reflect it. So say it every morning with emotion, with focus, with authority. And say it again and again until there is no room left for doubt, no air left for fear. only certainty, only action, only belief reinforced by repetition. That is the power of autosuggestion, and it belongs to you. Faith on its own is not enough. Faith without action is a wish, a hope, a whisper into the wind that carries no weight, no influence, no result. You must understand that real faith demands movement. It demands evidence. It demands proof in the form of effort, persistence, and bold decisions. To believe in something, and then sit still, is to lie to yourself. If you believe, you move. If you believe, you work. If you believe, you act as though the result is already on its way. Faith is not a passive state. It's not sitting quietly and waiting for the universe to deliver. Faith is fire, is fuel. It drives the person who holds it to rise earlier, stay later, go further, push harder. Real faith burns so brightly that it forces action, because to sit still would feel like betrayal. When you wake up in the morning and say, "I believe in my dream," your next sentence must be, "Now watch what I do about it," because faith, true faith, only lives where action follows. It is not about blind optimism. It is about bold conviction. The kind that moves your hands when you're tired, sharpens your focus when you're overwhelmed, and pushes you to continue when logic says stop. You must walk like the outcome is already yours. You must move like success is already certain. You don't need to see the entire path. You only need to take the next step with full force. Because action based on faith creates momentum. And momentum creates evidence. And that evidence reinforces your belief. That is how faith becomes reality. Do not wait for the perfect plan. Do not wait until you're completely ready. You will never be ready. The world will never slow down for you. But if you move, if you act, you begin to bend reality toward your vision. Faith is knowing that your goal is already alive in the invisible realm. Action is how you pull it into the visible. Some people pray, then wait. You must pray, then move. Some people affirm, then stall. You must affirm, then attack. When your actions and your belief are aligned, you become unstoppable. There is no obstacle strong enough to resist a person who moves with unwavering faith and undeniable effort. So, every day, speak your belief, and then prove it. With your time, with your focus, with your execution. Don't just believe in your future. Build it, step by step, hour by hour. With a faith so active, the world has no choice but to make room for you. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up. Days when your body is tired, your mind is heavy, and your emotions scream for rest, escape, or comfort. And it is on those exact days that your future is decided. Not on the days when you're inspired, not on the days when everything flows easily, but on the days when you are tempted to quit and choose not to. This is where persistence separates the exceptional from the average. Emotions are fleeting. They rise and fall like the tide. They are influenced by sleep, weather, moods, opinions, and noise. But persistence, that is choice, that is muscle. That is character in motion. You must make the decision early that no matter how you feel, you will act in alignment with your purpose, not your mood. Success never asks how you feel. It responds only to what you do. Discipline is the bridge between thought and result, and persistence is what keeps you walking that bridge when every part of you wants to turn around. You must treat your goals as non-negotiable. Your commitment must not depend on convenience. You are not doing this because it feels good every day. You're doing it because it is necessary for who you are becoming. Feelings are valid, but they are not final. You can feel tired and still move forward. You can feel discouraged and still persist. You can feel doubt and still choose courage. The greatest mistake you can make is to wait until your emotions line up with your vision. They rarely will. Your vision must lead. Your purpose must command. And your emotions must learn to follow, not lead. Build the habit of action that lives independent of feeling. Be the kind of person who shows up on principle, not impulse. You must train yourself to say, whether I feel like it or not, I move. Because what happens when you move? Emotion follows motion. Confidence is born. Power is created. Momentum is built, not by inspiration, but by discipline that refuses to bend. It is not the motivated who win. It is the consistent. It is not the excited who conquer. It is the relentless. Anybody can give effort when it's easy. Few keep going when it's hard. But the few who do rise, because persistence creates results that motivation never could. So do not trust your emotions to shape your future. Trust your decision. Trust your daily effort. Trust your commitment. Every time you choose to act despite discomfort, you gain strength. You gain self-respect. You gain control. And if you keep going long enough, with enough grit, the world begins to move around you. Not because of how you felt, but because of how you refuse to stop. Everything you will ever become begins in one place, your mind. Every success, every failure, every breakthrough, every limitation. It all starts with a thought. The mind is your greatest asset or your most dangerous enemy, depending on how you train it. You cannot touch it, yet it controls your world. You cannot see it, yet it shapes everything you see. That is the power of the mind. It builds or breaks, expands or shrinks, opens doors or locks them tight. Most people never master their mind. They live at the mercy of every thought that enters it. They entertain doubt like it's a guest, and they nurture fear like it's a friend. But you must take a different path. You must take ownership of your mind. You must guard it like treasure, train it like a warrior, direct it like a ship headed toward a definite destination. Your mind is always working. It does not rest. It is constantly recording, calculating, constructing your reality. What you feed it becomes. What you dwell on, it magnifies. What you believe, it proves. So choose your thoughts the way a sculptor chooses stone, with intention, with vision, with purpose. Because once a thought takes root, it grows into attitude, then behavior, then outcome. You must be ruthless about what you allow into your mental space. Eliminate weak thinking. Eliminate distractions. Eliminate the habit of assuming you can't. The greatest battles you will fight will not be in the world. They will be in the quiet corners of your own mind. And if you win there, you win everywhere. Your subconscious mind does not judge. It accepts. It accepts whatever you repeat, especially when that repetition is emotional and consistent. So speak only what you want it to believe. Think only thoughts that support the life you are building. Never say, I can't. Say instead, I am learning. Never say, I'm stuck. Say, I'm evolving. Words become programs. Thoughts become commands. And your mind, faithful as always, will begin to execute them. This is not about positive thinking. It is about intentional thinking. It is about taking the full power of your mind and aligning it with your purpose. Because when your mind and your mission are in agreement, mountains move. When your internal world is fortified, the external world cannot shake you. When your mind believes, your body follows. Your habits shift. Your surroundings respond. Your destiny changes. Every morning, remind yourself, I am in charge of my mind. I choose what I believe. I choose what I repeat. I choose what I feed. No outside voice, no circumstance, no past experience will have more authority over me than my own intention. The most powerful thing in my life is the thought I choose to believe right now. If you master your mind, you master your life. Nothing can stand against the person who has trained their mind to serve rather than sabotage their purpose. Thought is the seed of greatness, and you plant that seed every single day with what you think, say, and believe. So protect your mind, sharpen it, discipline it, and above all, command it. Because the world will always follow the person who has first conquered their own thoughts. So tomorrow morning, and every morning after, don't just wake up. Rise, declare, command. Let the first words you speak become the foundation of a victorious life. Remember, your success is not written in the stars. It is written in your thoughts. And you hold the pen. Thank you.